is up. So for the next week, I've until I go up to Washington. I go up to Washington Sunday. I'm gonna be there for 2 weeks. To work. That's the goal, is to work my buns off. Um, so the goal is to get rid of the truck and to get a car. And we've been talking about this for a while. Something more fuel economical would be helpful on multiple different facets, but right now it's pretty sure the alternator went out, so not really sure what to do. Let me get on the road and I'll check out. So here's the deal. As I head over to the job, knock this out. Got a nice long one tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm not stacked, but I have jobs up until Sunday, and then like one or two in the week. So work is okay right now, which is good. It's been down, so now that there is work, it's looking up. So positive about that. But main issue right now is the truck died. You know, it died the other day. Fake wife came over and helped me jump it. It was weird. It was running fine. Went to 7-Eleven and then went to come home. Wouldn't start, and there was like no power. I had my Bluetooth also tells me how much voltage is in the battery, and it was showing less than 10, and it was like at 8 at the time. I'm like, oh, that's really bad. And so she came over, gave me a jump, got it back to the apartment, which is like 1 block away. It's like right there. Got it to the apartment, let it sit, came out today to work on it. Went and jumped it again. It charged the battery up just fine. And then as soon as I unhooked it, I kept it running, let the alternator do its thing. Nothing. I saw the voltage in the battery going down. What does that tell us? Well, the starter's not bad, because even though it was clicking and making that clicky sound trying to start it up, once there was power in the battery, there was enough power to get the starter going. Starter kicked the engine up, which is good. Now the engine's roaring. Why is the voltage in the battery going down? Well, it's going down because the engine's using the power from the battery. It's supposed to be compensated by the alternator. The alternator is not working. That's a bit out of my expertise, is the alternator. So on that particular truck, and that's just going off of like what I know about vehicles. I don't know a whole lot about vehicles. I kind of learn by working on them. That's a bit out of my wheel well, the alternator. So I could chance spending the money to, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm explaining what happened to this truck. So I could spend the money to have someone look at it, which is going to be like, I think like $60 just to do a rough diagnosis, because you know how it is in mechanics. There's different levels of inspection that they do, and depending on the level, you know, if you pay for a rough diagnostic, it's like $60. It's like, oh, well, it's still not working, and we checked it out, and it's not these things. You're going to need a further inspection, but that's going to cost you even more. It gets way too pricey. But for a rough estimation, let's say it's $60. They say, okay, yep, it's the alternator. It's like, all right, so let's plan out and get an alternator. Well, the alternator is going to cost you $250, plus the labor is going to be like $500. So you're looking at upwards of $700 just to replace the alternator. And I think that's relatively a fair price range for something like that. Not saying that it's fair as in I think that's a good price. I'm saying fair as in most places you go to, that's roughly what you're going to pay. Which is a crazy amount of money for me to dish out right now. So we're not doing that. So because if we fix the alternator, but what if that's not the problem? Battery's going to need to be replaced too. battery anyone can replace on their own. That's $100, you know. Replace the battery, but that's not what's causing the problem. You know, if it were just the battery, I'd replace the battery, no problem. But the fact that it can jump, it can start, but the battery loses voltage, that's the alternator. So that's what all the things are pinpointing to. So I'm rummaging around a few different ideas in my head on how we can solve this problem. But I mean, obviously I can't be using this vehicle, so I'm in a grace period on this thing, so to be able to utilize this car. But that's just until I leave to Washington. So between now and the time I get back from Washington, hopefully I can bankroll enough money to get a new vehicle. Not new as in, oh, brand new, oh my God, 2020. I mean, new as in a different vehicle. So hopefully I can get up to Washington. Hopefully in the 2 weeks that I'm there, I can make a good amount of excess money. And at the same time, hopefully I can sell that truck. So I'm hoping, I still gotta plot out a couple different ideas, but this is where I'm leaning. Try and sell the truck before I go to Washington. Sell the truck before I go to Washington, sooner rather than later. Get whatever money I can from that, and then, you know, obviously put that towards a new vehicle. So I was Kelley Blue Booking it, my particular truck, with all like the mileage, the options, all that jazz, right? So, and it only gave me good condition. I don't think that the Durango's in good condition. I would say it's in fair condition. Yeah, it's on the lower end, of course, of condition. It's an older vehicle. You know, it's got some dings on it. It's got some wear and tear. It's old. 218,000 miles. So I'm not going to get the good price range. I would think fair price range. So I'm thinking if I were to sell it in working condition, about $1,000 to $1,200. If it were running. It's not running because the alternator. Fortunately, pretty much know what's wrong with it, but I don't want to have to do that. So yeah, I don't even know, man. The idea is hopefully I can sell it, maybe get $400, which is asking a lot. I called a junk place today that will come and pay you to pick up your vehicle. They ran through all the options and everything, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll pick it up for 120 bucks. They'll pay me $120 for this truck, and it's like, let me weigh my options, okay, before I go through this. And the lady on the phone, it's like, oh well, this, you know, if you don't accept the offer now, it's going to expire. And it's like, well, then I'll just call again and get a new quote. Like, it's like, well, our quotes are always changing, and I'm like, I'm good. And she was being kind of pushy, and it's like, they obviously have to make a profit. And you know, I get when you're selling to certain people and places, it's obvious that you know, you're gonna take a hit one way or another. So private party is what I prefer. I sold my my Civic, which had a blown head gasket. What, two and a half years ago? No, about 2 years ago. I had a, what, 99 Civic. I believe it was a 90. It was either a 99 or a 2000, one of the two. Sold that for $130, something like that, 120. And it had a blown head gasket. It's like, hey, I don't know, I don't have the time nor the money to get this fixed, but whoever wants to take it. So someone came out and bought it, gave them the title, all that jazz. So this one, I have a clean title on it, so. Reader's Digest on what happened. Okay, alternator in my truck went out. It's gonna cost way too much money for me to fix. It's not something that I have the tools to be able to fix myself, nor the time, nor the experience. It's a little bit out of my wheel well as far as, now I've changed a lot of things on the trucks that I've had, but this one in particular, it's at that threshold where it's too much for me. So unfortunately, I would have to pay a professional to do it. It would cost way too much money, and because of that fact, and because I'm not sure if it's exactly the alternator, based upon my diagnosis, the battery will start if you jump the vehicle, but it will not maintain voltage, therefore it's the alternator. that's why that led me to that conclusion. But who knows? It could be any other myriad of facets of different things that are wrong with it. So because of that fact, I'm leaning towards selling the damn thing and then getting a new used vehicle for an appropriate price range. So I'm hoping to sell the Durango. If I can get $400 for it, I can apply that towards the cost of getting another vehicle. In the meantime, I'm going up to Washington soon, and every time I go up to Washington, I make really good money because the market up there for TaskRabbit is far better than it is down here. That's the plan. That's the hope. So right now, what I'm doing over the next couple of days is I'm mulling it over, trying to weigh my options. Most likely, I'm going to post it up for $800, but I'll take offers. And if someone offers me, bare minimum I'll take for it is $400 for private party, and obviously they have to tow it and all that shit. Because it's not going to start. Like, it'll start, but it's not going to drive very far. That's the problem. So, what year is it? It's a 98. It's a 98 with 218,000 miles on it. Kelley Blue Book for good condition is between $1,800 and $2,100, something like that. So that's why I'm thinking, hey, in its condition, it's in fair condition, and the alternator don't start. So I'm thinking bare minimum $400, more than appropriate, because what you're gonna spend. Whoever is gonna work on this or try to fix it up or whatever, they're gonna spend XYZ amount of money on it, and it'll be running. So I think it's fair overall. Somewhere between $400 to $800 I would like to get for it, but who knows. So the plan is to get a working vehicle, so I at least have something to drive around and stuff. And then I got to deal with the headache of registering it, get it up to date, all that stupid shit, man. I got to take an entire day off just to do all that. It's like, really? But it'll be fun. It'll work itself out. Oh, the moment I put my turn signal on, this guy starts speeding up. Don't you love that? Don't you love that? Thank you, Jesus. Oh wow, this truck behind me, man. This guy's like barely. That's it, man. Big Ford trucks, man. They just haul ass down the freeway, man. The drivers of those things don't give a fuck about nobody. They don't use their turn signal. They weave in and out of traffic, man. No good, brother. No good. On the upside, I finished another chapter of Shelter today, so that's fun. I'm trying to be extra vigilant in this car because it's not mine. So I'm trying to. I don't know. I drive differently when I'm in this car with the truck. With the truck, I drive how I drive. It's my truck. But this one, I try to stay as far away from other drivers as humanly possible. I don't want to risk being anywhere near another human being when I drive this damn thing. Alright, 5 miles. Okay. 5 miles getting on the 95 north. So I'm headed to do an IKEA job. Was it $56? Something like that? 53, I think. So going to this job, it's just a TV bench, so it's really not gonna take very long. So just gotta hook up this damn thing, kind of go from there. So and then tomorrow I have another one. Starts at 10, but I'm gonna be gone like all day. longest part about tomorrow is that there's 2 packs I need to build. So I'm probably going to do those 2 last. But I'm going to get all the little shit, like the little furniture that I'm supposed to do tomorrow. Limos and the book signings all over. Book signings are expensive because the author has to pay for that, not the publisher. So, well, I mean, I'm self-publishing, so I have to pay for everything. But you know what I mean. Like, no, I'm not gonna be doing that. So I am gonna be starting a Kickstarter for the book once it's 100% complete. Well, technically 80% complete. Because there's still formatting, there's still editing, there's the proofs that need to be made, the cover and all that. Like, there's still other things that need to be made on the book once it's written. So when it's finished being written, the first rough draft that I get to submit to have edited and stuff, and once the editing's come back and, you know, all that jazz. So when the rough draft is complete, I'm gonna start a Kickstarter for it. Why? Because I want to make sure this thing, push it out, fans of the channel and whatnot, and be like, hey, here you go. Do you guys want to help support me and get this damn book out? You guys, you know, by supporting me, you'll get a copy of it for yourself. And, you know, I think that'll be a great way. I'll have different tiers, obviously. So, like, hey, if you spend $5, you get a digital copy of the book. If you spend $20, you get a physical copy of the book. If you spend $50, you get a written copy of the book. Or not a written copy, a signed copy. I could go into the reason why there's a huge discrepancy there, is because every book that me as an author, I have to pay for the manufacturing and shipping. So it costs $3 plus the shipping. So it's like $5 for every single book that I buy for myself. So people get on the Kickstarter, they want a copy of the book, they submit $20, then, you know, I can go in, put their address and information down, have it sent to them. But for a signed copy, I have to buy the book, send it to myself, sign the damn thing, and then ship it back to whoever has to get it. So, and the secondary shipping, that's what's going to cost more. It's easy to ship for a company because they have like deals and stuff with Amazon, but for me, I have to go through USPS. So that's why there's a huge price discrepancy when it comes to signing the damn thing. I hate this highway. But anyway, I'm touching too much on that right now. I'm trying not to focus on the Kickstarter so much. You know, I do have it in the back of my mind, but the main focus is to finish the book. And like I said, I did write a damn whole chapter today. I started it and ended it, so it's only 1,000 words, and so that's pretty good, right? I don't know. I think some of my chapters are like really fucking long. Like, because the book it doesn't have that many chapters. I don't know. It's what am I even saying? Some of my chapters are really long, some are really short. I think I have a chapter that's like 1,000 words. I have another chapter that's like 7,000 words. You know, so one chapter is 4 pages. The other chapter is like 18. And I went the wrong way. Great. It's the GPS on this damn thing. So I was supposed to go up and around that way, but I guess that's not gonna happen. This fucking guy, man, wouldn't let me over. Oh, we're merging now. Okay, turn signal. Oh, wait, no, never mind. This guy's not gonna let me go. And because I'm streaming, I can't see the damn GPS, so. Oh, boy. Well, I'm still, I'll just follow it. There's not really much else I can do. I just added on 10 minutes to my trip by missing my exit, so. I could turn around, but it's like deadlock on the other side of the freeway, so whatever. It's all good. It's gravy. I don't know. I like being able to talk with you guys because I've been in such a mood today. I'm like I was writing because it's like another reason why I got to finish this damn book. So I'm not sitting here thinking like, oh, I'm gonna become a millionaire because of this book, but it's something is better than nothing, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at with it all. All right, 76B is the exit I'm getting off at in 2.5 miles. So. Yeah, I opened up my scope on TaskRabbit, my area, so I'm taking up all of Las Vegas instead of just that small slice I was taking before. You gotta open it up, man. I mean, it was good for a little while, but like when it gets too dry, you gotta open it up. So this is an area of town I hate having to drive to. You know, anything. I just like to say west of the strip, that line dividing. You know, I like to say west of the 90. I don't like going north, but northwest is better than northeast. I'm cutting, well, technically on the map, I'm cutting into the east side of the 95. So, doing with it what I gotta do. So. 76B. 76B, coming on up, coming on up. Oh, once I do the Kickstarter, I'm doing a 24-hour live stream the day that it goes live for promotion. I'm gonna have to do some tests leading up to it. I'm gonna be doing it on Twitch, but like I said before, I'm gonna be streaming more on Twitch specifically once I get back from Washington. So why am I don't know why it's taking me this way. It's taking me south. I don't know why. 76. Oh, now it changed to 76C. It's 2019. We still can't get our GPS in order, man. What the H? What the H? 76. 76C. Alright, so I'm actually making a left up here. Anyway, I don't know what to... I like talking with you guys. That's how I kind of get out of the funk that I'm in. So what are you guys up to today? What's going on, you know? Like let's chit chat. What's going on in your guys' world? That's what interests me, you know? Helps me know that there's people in the world and whatnot, so... North Martin Luther King this way, and there's a cop to my right going right, so that's nice. Crappy security job. I used to work security. I used to work for G4S, man. G4S at this place called Bella Vita. It was a condominium complex, and we were contracted by the HOA, or you know, the club center or whatever. Man, Bella Vita, man, it's the largest condominium complex in the state. lot of ground to cover, man, and it's a lot of people working there, dude. Just we were all going through the motions. No one wanted to be there. A lot of the people that lived there were really sketchy, really sketchy. Small world, right? Yeah, G4S was an interesting time for me, man. I worked my way up to a supervisor at that site. I could go on for days about that site, man. That place was a different kind of training, but I ended up leaving. There was just things just got too bad with management. Things got too bad, dealing with work, and I wasn't feeling it anymore. So it all kind of, I just had to leave for my own mental health. Where I'm at now. But for real though, man, I'm telling you, G4S, man, a company, at least out in Vegas, they're very corporate. They're very paper by the book, you know what I mean? Very bureaucratic. Make it a left on Cheyenne. And 2.5 miles. Okay. So, man, I remember G4S, man. Riding those damn bikes around that place. Like, cause we had this guardhouse, which we weren't allowed to be in. There was the guardhouse with the inside, with the entrance to and from, and they had the computers and the cameras and all that. And then in the back, they had a place where we could put our clothes, a bathroom, and a little rest area. We were not allowed, by no means whatsoever, were we allowed to sit down in that guardhouse unless we were assigned to work the gate. And they were like so uppity about like our uniforms and shit, which is it's expected. I work graveyard, man, and there was this guy that would come by, and he was like this, not the site supervisor, but he was like another guy that would check all the sites at nighttime, and he would just roll through and eat us alive, man. Like, he would just come through at night, and I knew how to talk to the guy, man, because when you're in the military, you know how to talk to superiors. You got to kiss their ass just enough so that they know yeah, this guy knows that I'm in charge. But at the same time, though, they respect you being honest, You just got to be tactful about your honesty. And prime example, man, like, if you would ask me, like, hey, are you all up in your uniform today? I'll be like, actually, I'm not. I'm wearing my patrol shoes today because my actual dress shoes were unserviceable. So I made the judgment call to wear the wrong shoes to work. But I wanted to make sure that that I would, like, after I get off tomorrow and stuff, I would go get the proper shoes. So why are you not wearing the right shoes tonight? What's wrong with your other dress shoes? I'm like, well, unfortunately, I tripped, and the threading on the bottom of it kicked out, so it's got this whole tongue-mouth thing going on. And I know that that's unsafe, and I understand that G4S wants us to be safe in how we're working. So I took the initiative to make a judgment call on my end that, hey, I'll eat it up tonight. I'll take the hit on wearing the wrong shoes, but I know that G4S is going to have my back because they do want workplace safety. So I've made a note with my supervisor, and we kind of addressed that everything ahead of time. It's in the notes if you want to look at it. So my supervisor's also aware. Like, oh, that's good. I'm glad you're being open and honest with me. It's a really good perspective to have about it. I'm like, absolutely, sir. Even though the shoes were just fucking fine, but I just didn't bother wearing them that night. I just threw my patrol shoes on and was hoping that he wouldn't drive by. Well, he did. So, you just gotta know how to talk. I did 1,000 words today. It's 4 pages. Maybe I could do another 1,000 tonight. That I've been loading, having to write, or revisit, or go through. Allied Universal, man, I heard about some controversy with them a few years back. A lot of sexual harassment, hostile workplace stuff, especially at the JFK, man, at the airport. It's a few years back. Remember listening to This American Life had a thing on it. It's pretty crazy, man. Jesus, people learn how to drive. Hopefully this job gets done sooner than the trip, man. Well, this job it's going to take me less time to do the job than it will take to drive there and back. Like even driving home is going to be quicker. Like the trip from home to work, from work to home, that's going to be 40 minutes each way. That's going to be longer than the actual job. It's a TV bench. I've built millions of these things. All right, I've built a bunch of them. I don't know about millions. So, just that's the goal. That's the plan. Just waiting for this light to change. School starts August 27th. BS psychology. It's nice and bright. Oh, I gotta get over. Alright. Scott Robinson Boulevard. And 0.1 miles. That's right up here. Is it this one? Yeah. Wow, came up quick. Ashburn Drive in half a mile. Got Bone Thugs and Harmony stuck in my head. Going above the speed limit. I'm one of those guys, man. I just stick it at the speed limit. Pisses everyone around me off. Sorry, man. I do not want to get hemmed up in nothing. These cops out here, they don't care, man. That's a 35 and you're going 36. You're gonna pull your ass over so damn quick. They got a quota to meet. Are you for real right now? That's one of the things that really sucks. They probably... Okay, some communities, for whatever reason, they have a fence, like a metal fence blocking off the street exit into that part of the community. It's like, why? Keep the street open. What are you doing? Up here now. Do this. They might actually have a gate. That's probably why. So, guess what? That means that Mace Valor has to leave. Because I got to get a hold of these people and get this gate open. Anyway, thank you guys so much for dropping by. It does mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much. What up? Oh, hey. To slow the drive by. And it's real. Anyway, sorry, I just now see you guys' messages, but I just got to work. I got to call the client real quick. But I guess I'll get back on when I'm on my way home. As always, I'm your so beloved and glorious Mace Valor, signing off.